Hello. This is just me answering a few of those questions that I forgot from the podcast this Saturday. And without further ado, let's get down to it. So let's get this Q&A started. Our first question comes from um, Arcalothian. Arcalothian. The question is, why do I use Windows Live Movie Maker? The answer to that is very simple. I use Windows Live Movie Maker because it is free. And in order for me to get a better um, movie maker, I would have to spend hundreds of dollars. Like, I think for another multimedia studio, like even for a decent one, is like 89, 99 bucks. And then like it's got a subscription fee to it. Um, I mean, they have free ones, but those have subscription fees too. Windows Live Movie Maker does its job adequately well. It's not perfect, but it's not the worst either. You know, it's okay. It's okay. Next question. Thanks a lot, Arcalothian. This next one is a three-parter from Kevin France. Um, First question is, whenever people bring up the whole hardcore versus casual argument, why do they make it sound like being a hardcore gamer is better? Um, People make it sound like hardcore gaming is better because hardcore gaming is hardcore gaming is your base amount of gamers. They're the ones who basically push a console, okay? Like, hardcore gamers are the base of Call of Duty. They're the base of Battlefield. They're the base of EA Sports. These are the people who buy these games every fucking year, year over year, year on top of year, even with minute differences between one iteration of the game and another iteration of the game. A casual gamer would probably, of those franchises, would probably get installment here or there. Like a casual Call of Duty player might have Modern Warfare 2, or the first Modern Warfare 3. They might have like Black Ops 2. And they skip generations. A casual player is not always going to have the same game. Like buy into the same thing, because I mean they can clearly see that it's not always worth that purchase. Hardcore gamers make a big deal about it because they like to put themselves into an elite status. I'll be releasing a video shortly this week talking about the only type of status that a gamer should be elite or elite about, later on this week. Thanks a lot, Kevin France, for that first question. Let's get to your second one. Regarding the whole Nintendo is kiddie and Sony and Microsoft's games are for real gamers BS that a lot of Nintendo haters like to use, why can't they be bothered to explain why they think that playing M-rated shooters all day supposedly makes you more of an adult, and playing Nintendo games supposedly makes you more of a kid? This boils down to the bullshit that Sega did during the second console war. The first console war was Atari versus Intellivision and ColecoVision. The second one was Sega versus Nintendo. The third was Sony versus Microsoft. And the fourth one is kind of building as we speak. Basically, the thing that people don't seem to understand is that Nintendo games aren't really kiddie. I mean, let's just talk about their main characters, okay? Let's talk about their main franchise, okay? Mario is a plumber from Brooklyn, and Mario and his brother are plumbers from Brooklyn who go around in a fantastical world curb stomping people to death and lighting them on fire. That doesn't sound kiddie to me. Link is a young boy, 12, 13 years old, with a sword and a shield, straight up stabbing people to death. That's so kitty, you know. Samus is a woman who wipes out entire species in a power suit, who wipes out entire species for money. She's a bounty hunter. She gets paid to kill things. She's like a predator, but a hot predator. Okay. I mean, let's just use Metroid. Let's just use her previous games for example. Okay, Metroid Prime. She returns to one of the Chozo colonies. It's not the Chozo homeworld. It's one of their colonies, and she basically wipes out a whole bunch of pirates and winds up meeting a new life form just to kill it. Metroid Prime 2, she commits genocide on a planetary scale, wiping out an entire planet full of creatures. Metroid Prime 3, she destroys the pirate homeworld. She bombs, she alongside the Federation, she helps as the catalyst for them bombing the shit out of the pirate homeworld. I mean, if someone bombed my pirate homeworld, I'd hate them too. Not to mention that at the end of the final battle, she tracks all of this Phazon to the planet Phase, the living planet, and they bomb the shit out of that too. Basically what I'm saying is this. And that's just in Prime. Super Metroid, I mean, the original Metroid, she kills a whole bunch of Metroids, destroys pirates, destroys Mother Brain. Metroid 2, she commits genocide on the Metroids on SR333, or whatever, 337, whatever. Only sparing a baby, okay? Super Metroid, she does it all over again. You know, Samus is a beast. Then you have Kirby. Kirby, frankly speaking, is the most terrifying of them all. They took away his ability in later games, but in some of his games, but he has the ability to eat people and steal their powers. Later on, he gains the ability to turn them into his slaves for indefinitely until he calls them back at his own will. And one of his other powers is that if he concentrates hard enough, he can punch a planet in half. In one punch. One punch. He's like Majin Buu, only not stupid. Let's see, who else? What other characters that Nintendo has that are so kiddie? Earthbound. Earthbound is one of the most dark franchises I've ever seen. Same with Fire Emblem. You know, Nintendo games aren't kiddie. The dude bro shooters that people think are so hardcore and so gritty are kiddie, okay? Because let's just break it down, okay? If you're playing Call of Duty, Battlefield, or even Mass Effect, you are basically playing a derivation of what we did as kids with sticks and stones, pretending like they were guns and grenades. You're just playing a more adult version of it. You're still playing kiddie games. You're make-believing you're a soldier. That's kiddie. Play a game where you curb stomp people to death and light them on fire? That's pretty damn adult. Sorry I ranted on that one. Here's your third question. A certain swordsman from Brawl has returned for Super Smash Bros. 4, and a lot of people are upset that Chrom from Fire Emblem Awakening is not coming. Why do people always make the assumption that a character they didn't want returns, that somehow that somehow lowers the chances of the person they were wanting coming in? Because people are love to jump to conclusions with Nintendo. Like, there's probably a huge roster of characters for the game. Who's to say Chrom isn't going to be in there? Who's to say? Who knows? Shit, Chrom could easily be a skin swap for... Well, no, because they're not doing skin swaps. But Chrom could be in the game. I mean, they've got Ike, they've got Marth. They could easily put Chrom in there. I mean, they're going to have over 50 playable characters. They could easily, probably... I mean, they're going to have a decent stable of characters in this game, okay? Because they always move forward in Smash Brothers, not backwards. Except they need to add Mewtwo, okay? I mean, I like Greninja. He's my starter in Pokemon X, but they need to add Mewtwo. Thank you, Kevin Frantz, for your 3 questions. They are free and awesome. That appears to be all the questions. Remember, you guys, I do this for the interaction with my my subscribers and people who watch my channel. So please don't hesitate to leave any questions you might want me to ask or answer, or if I have another podcast to ask in those, and this time I will remember. You leave them in the comments section. And without further ado, we'll move on to the second part of this video. Okay then, I have a bit of good news to mention. First things first, with the moderately good news. Tim Schafer's Double Fine Studio is releasing Costume Quest 2 on the Wii U. Now, you might not know this about me if you're new to this channel, but if you aren't, you know that I love Tim Schafer games. I always chat them up because generally Tim Schafer and Nintendo have a lot in common. They both tend to make really good games, and even the games that don't sell all that well are still really friggin' good. Well, this game, I have the original Costume Quest on the PS3. I'm glad they're releasing it on the Wii U so I don't have to give any of my money to Sony, because screw Sony. So I can just put this awesome, I can get this awesome game this fall on the Wii U, which is friggin' awesome. Now, here's a little hint, Tim. Psychonauts 2. Psychonauts 2. Psychonauts 2. We want a sequel to Psychonauts 2. In other news, in 3 days, Thursday at midnight, which was Friday morning at midnight in the morning, Friday at 12 midnight, Saturday, Sunday, today, Mario Kart Wii U has sold 1.2 million units on one console. Mario Kart 8 has sold 1.2 million units on one console. I don't think this cavalcade of Wii U awesomeness is going to end. Nintendo is going to go into E3 already making a lot of people their bitches. Because unlike Sony and Microsoft, Mario Kart 8 did not take, 150 million, 250 million, 500 million to make. And they're making their money back already. I can feel it. I can feel it. And it's also selling units, and the Wii U is now profitable. They're gonna make everyone their bitch at E3. They're taking Microsoft and Sony's lunch money. I'm gonna take their girl too. And that's the end of the good news. If you have any questions, comments, leave them in the comments section. Remember, positive dialogue is encouraged. Trolling is not. Calling people names or other offensive language will get your ass banned. So I have nothing against people cursing. I curse myself, but I'm talking about calling people pedophile, man-child, needle dick, peckerwood, the N-word, stuff like that. No, not having it on my channel. But if you want to generally have some decent conversation, comments, even if you disagree with me, state your point clearly, concisely, and with evidence to support your claim, I'll listen to you, what you have to say. But that's the end of this video. Thank you, and have a good day.